see dead people.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 highest grossing horror movies of all time.
It's a shark.
It's like 25 meters.
It's Megalodon.
For this list, we'll be looking at the films that brought in the scares and the bucks. While we are, for the most part, basing our list on the stats of cold hard cash, we will be excluding animated films and direct sequels which might have been riding off the success of an earlier film. Franchises get the green light, however. Let us know what your favorite blockbuster scarefest is in the comments. Number 10, The Mummy. $415,933,406.
Corno, sit down. We could use another player.
I only gamble with my life, never my money.
If there is one thing that Universal is known for, it's monster films. While the Golden Age started back in the early 1930s, at the end of the 90s, they dove back into the world of classic monsters in a big way. With a stellar cast, love is some Brendan Fraser, sharp writing, classic look, and tight action sequences, there is a lot to love. On top of that, the film never forgets its horror roots, first established by the great Boris Karloff. With flesh-eating bugs, a rampaging mummy constructed of nightmare fuel, and collapsing sandy temples, it has earned all of the love it still gets. Good thing they stopped and never made a sequel. Nope. Number 9, The Exorcist. $441,306,145.
Well, then let's introduce ourselves. I'm Damien Karras.
And I'm the devil. Now kindly undo these straps.
To say that The Exorcist was a sensation upon release is an understatement. Few demonic possession films have ever drawn crowds the way this one did.
You know, I love to talk film, discuss, to critique. You want to see a film with me?
Audiences flocked in droves to get a glimpse, if they could handle that much.
It burns! Oh, it burns!
To this day, The Exorcist remains one of the scariest films ever made, and one of the most profitable. Those audience numbers translated into cash, cash, cash. The oldest film on our list, it is important to point out that ticket prices for theaters was a lot lower back in the early 70s. The number of stubs ripped to gross nearly $500 million worldwide is truly impressive.
My idea of heaven is a solid white nightclub with me as a headliner for all eternity, and they love me.
Number 8, Jaws. $470,653,000.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
In 1975, just as modern horror was starting to be regarded as a legitimate genre and art form, a then little-known director named Steven Spielberg knocked it out of the park.
Fire, you son of a...
Jaws helped to launch what we know as the summer blockbuster, changing the business model of Hollywood and film release forever. For a period, it was not only the highest-grossing scary movie, but the highest-grossing movie overall.
For that, you get the head, the tail, the whole damn thing.
Like The Exorcist, Jaws remains scary and iconic. And to be honest, who hasn't swam around a pool, lake, or oceanside while humming the famous tune? Dun-na, dun-na, dun-na. Number 7, Godzilla. $529,076,069.
Let them fight.
The 30th installment of this classic franchise and the first of the Legendary's Monsterverse, Godzilla came back in a big way. While the series has moved more towards the action genre these days, Toho's radioactive superhero is well steeped in horror legacy. Launched in the mid-50s, where giant creature features were all the rage, backed by a healthy dose of atomic concerns, Godzilla embodied Japan's fears of nuclear catastrophe. While other parts of the world could only imagine nuclear destruction, Japan knew firsthand the devastation. As time has gone on, Godzilla has moved on from villain to anti-hero and a cautionary tale in giant form. If the box office returns from the 2014 film proved anything, it's that he's still the king in more ways than one. Number 6. The Meg. $530,243,742. This isn't your grandpa's shark movie. This is The Meg. We get it. No sea creature feature can beat Jaws. You know what it can be? Bigger. You might be asking, but WatchMojo, is this really a horror film? We don't make the classifications. We just read them as we see them. But also, think about it. Do you want to get eaten by a humongous shark?
Oh, yeah! Jellyfish!
Sounds pretty horrifying to get your leg ripped off, right? Sharks are scary, even if wildly misunderstood in real life. So this one about a swimming dinosaur gets to be a horror film. It also made a megalodon of money. Sure, that's a real unit of measurement. Tell your friends.
The megalodon was the largest shark that ever existed. It feared nothing.
Number 5. World War Z. $540,007,876.
Sure you want to do this?
Of course I'm not. Let's go.
If there's one horror trope that dominated the early 2010s, it was zombies. You couldn't throw a nail-studded bat without hitting on a new blockbuster or franchise teeming with undead ghouls. But while most zombie stories are centered in one locale or country, this adaptation of Max Brooks' best-selling novel takes things to a global level.
You're letting people in. Every human being we save is one less zombie to fight.
With a headliner like Brad Pitt, this movie was primed for success, and it did not disappoint. With some of the fastest zombies in the horror canon and bested human pyramids, this film raced to box office success. Number 4. I Am Legend. $585,349,010. Based on the novel by horror legend Richard Matheson and previously adapted as The Last Man on Earth and The Omega Man, this mid-aughts post-apocalyptic horror/thriller proved to be a box office legend. A virologist is immune to the disease that has decimated the attempts made by the global population to find a cure. A precursor to the zombie craze to come, Will Smith's character is isolated, hunted, and in a race against time to help survivors, if there are any, of the mutating virus.
If there's anybody out there, anybody, please, you are not alone.
As of 2021, we're pretty sure we've all just about had it with out-of-control viruses, right?
Look, I can save you. I can help you. You are sick, and I can help you. I can fix this.
Number 3. War of the Worlds. $603,873,119. When Orson Welles broadcasted H.G. Wells' alien invasion story over the radio waves in 1938, people freaked out. Many people truly believed that Earth was being invaded by aliens. To be fair, no one was prepared for that sort of drama back then. And if we genuinely thought that these aliens were going around vaporizing people, well, we might freak out too. Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds was scary in a different way. Made during an especially uncertain time, Spielberg found a haunting middle ground between sci-fi and real-world horror. The highest-grossing horror film of the aughts, War of the Worlds proved there was plenty of life left in this old story. Number 2. The Sixth Sense. $672,806,292. The top-grossing horror film of the 20th century, M. Night Shyamalan's Ghost Story has earned its place in the Horror Hall of Greats.
Did you ever talk to your mom about how things are with Tommy?
I don't tell her things.
Why not?
Because she doesn't look at me like everybody else, and I don't want her to. I don't want her to know
Know what?
that I'm a freak.
The original story boasted powerful performances from Bruce Willis, Toni Collette, and Haley Joel Osment. Not to mention an infamous twist that no one saw coming.
Walking around like regular people. They don't see each other. They only see what they want to see. They don't know they're dead.
That ingenious twist was one of the reasons why audiences kept coming back. In a world of slashers, as fun as they are, The Sixth Sense treated moviegoers to some old-school subtle terror. 20-plus years on, the film is as chilling today as it was at the end of the last millennium.
Oh, you're scaring me.
They scare me too sometimes.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. It. $700,381,748.
Hiya, Georgie.
Ever heard of a little author named Stephen King? Let's face it, the whole world has. A new Stephen King renaissance climaxed in 2017 with this feature adaptation of his colossal 1986 novel, It.
Beep, beep, Richie.
The first film alone made nearly $1 billion worldwide, and nearly that much again when the sequel was launched in 2019.
27 years, I dreamt of you. I craved you. Oh, I missed you.
At that point, many people learned what all constant readers have known for years. Stephen King's stories are truly epic, especially when in the hands of people who understand the material.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.